Okay, so I've had this out with me now for a couple of weeks. It's the Soldier Spirit RD from RAIDOPS. RAIDOPS design in Korea. The knife itself is made in Taiwan. RAIDOPS are manufacturing in Korea, Taiwan and Italy at the moment. It's a D2 blade. I'm going to show you in a second. You'll see what I've been doing with this knife over the last couple of weeks, but I want to quickly talk about the scabbard. Now just have a look at this. Okay, so this is the scabbard. It's a Kydex scabbard. We've got a horizontal belt mount on that. I'll just show you this thing there. This is a clip. I put that bit of paracord on there, and let's just have a look at this mount on here. It's a tactical belt, so it just goes on like this. That clips around there like that. It's a horizontal carry, which is really good. You can just remove it like that. You see that there? Okay, it's a good sturdy lock up in there, and because of this end point here on the butt, you're not going to stick that into you. That's safe like that because it's pointing away from you, whereas if it was a vertical carry, it wouldn't be so great. So that's it there, like that. Let's just take this off. That comes up, squish this, and it comes off the belt. Now let's have a look at that. So it's a tech lock type of clip. You can move this up in different spaces. You see this here for the belt, to change the belt width, and just take that out. It's a bit stiff. Okay, so you can move these up and down for different belt widths. All right. Okay, I'll put it back to there. These little inserts, and like that. Now this was riveted all down there. It's fairly well made. You know, there was a at first I thought there was something missing there, a rivet, but I see that all the sheaths like this, they don't have a rivet there, and that's apparently to put a little carabiner, accessory carabiner in there. Good strong, you know, lock up in there. Initially when it came, it was a bit tight to get the knife out, but now it's pretty easy to get that out just by pushing the thumb on there like that. Okay, like that. A little bit of overmelt on there, maybe that was my only concern with this, but it hasn't cracked the material, so that's pretty good. Okay, let's move on. I'd rather cut into this rather than chop into it. Handle's pretty comfy. Right, that's it there. Hold on. It's a young coconut. You see that? It's really tasty stuff. And we've got a cup. Can you see that there? Coconut water, that's pretty good. See that? So this worked all right on there. Look at that, that's plum, right? And this is still green, so that's why I am batoning it, because it won't dry out unless it will dry out, but it'll take a long time. So this is acting as quite a nice wedge. D2 splits this very nicely. Look at that, very, very nicely on that. We'll just really knock it down here. Okay, see that? because it is 6mm, it does act as a good wedge, so it's really quite good at, if you have to baton in green wood. Yeah, okay, I want to be batoning green wood so I can split it up. You can see that there, right? Let's keep going on this bit here, and then we'll look at the edge. The edge should be okay because batoning really doesn't affect the edge of a knife, with the exception of the initial penetration into the wood. Let's have a look at that anyway, because it's deadly sharp. Very, very nice. And they say the HRC is 57 to 59 on there. Okay, let's just split a little bit more, and we'll put that wood aside. We can use that at some other point. Right, okay, easy peasy, no problems. You see that? Easy peasy. This is plum, this wood. No gloves. The angle of the blade is, you know, quite nice despite it being thick. You see that there? Right? It does that okay. Let's try it on a bit of harder wood. This is the Hardwood here. Yeah, this is a hardwood. Plum is a hardwood, so a hardwood, it's going to be easier to get feathers up because you can cut them really thin. The wood is not going to bind so much. So that's on the Hardwood, as opposed to that softer outer wood there. And I reckon that looks pretty good to me. Okay, just a coconut test. For a tough survival-y knife, what we're just going to do is get a flat bottom. Lots of weight in that. How does that slice on that? That slice is pretty good. Can you see that there? Right, okay, so now we've got that there. Right. Not doing much effort because the knife is heavy. I can just almost not hang on to it. Of course I am hanging on to it, and it's quite good. You see no redness in the hands despite this handle. It's quite comfortable. It's surprisingly comfortable. There we go. The nut's just in there. Just cut it down a bit more. It's a very small one, this. We'll have a look at this D2 in a minute, edge, and see what this is like afterwards. Okay, here we go. Let's just take this off. There it is. Right there, I don't want to see that there. In there, look out. Oh, there it goes, popped. So we get a straw and put in there. We've got our coconut. What else? Let's have a look at this and see how that is. It's not bad. Let's have a look. Right, so the great thing about this knife, this Soldier Spirit, is actually, you know, in terms of like feathering bushcrafty things, it works really well, this D2 blade. Look, I mean, look at that. Wait on. Can you see that there? Those feathers. Right, okay, this is cassava, a root vegetable. You see me hack into it many, many times for knife tests because I think it's a good test subject. It's got very thick skin on it. It's a hard root vegetable. And you really, you know, need a good, strong knife to, you know, hack into this stuff. And not only that, let's just see if we can, let's just peel it. How good is this knife for the Soldier Spirit for food preparation? Let's just see quick peel of this thing. And that looks pretty good to me. Right, okay. Look at that. If you're off camping in the tropics or somewhere, you might come across cassava, as I've said many times. It's a good alternative to potatoes. You won't find potatoes necessarily. Find yams, cassava, plantain, you know, that kind of stuff in, well, plantain's like banana, it's not tuber, but yams certainly, taro, that's what I meant. taro, and what I'm trying to show here is that the angle of this knife, the Soldier Spirit, the grind here, right, this high flat saber grind, it's such of an angle. Can you see that? It's a bit hard to see that there. That it's easy to get the knife flat. Not so, you don't have to hold it at such a big angle. It's a flat angle like this, just tilting it in a little bit, just enough to take the skin off, and that's really good, and that's what you want to be able to do some food prep. I mean, if you can food prep something like this, you can definitely food prep other items. Now, what about slicing? Now, I haven't touched this so far, and all the tests you've seen to date, this has not been sharpened, so let's just have a go at that. It's still quite sharp. See whether we can get off some relatively thin slices here of this material. Okay, I'm going to try and get a fire going here. I've got some birch bark, some slivers of fat wood, the fire steel, and I'm going to use the back of the knife here to do that. So the first thing is I'm going to put some scrapings on this birch bark. Now, this is very acute on here, the angle of this butt end of the knife. So I'm going to scrape some fire steel shavings off onto this. Which should allow me to get a good fire going. There we go. Alright, so we've got that, and I'm going to light some fat wood from that, and then with the fat wood I'm going to stick that in here under my fire. I can pick this up. Oops, don't want to lose that. I'll put that down in there too. There we go. Hold on, let's get that in there like that. There you go. Okay, I'm really impressed with how sharp this D2 blade is keeping. I mean, this is some old chunk of hardwood I found washed up ages ago and just used in this camp area, and that is like really sharp. I mean, look at that. Anyway, just clearing that off a bit, I'm going to cut up some meat on here. Right, that's the meat there, which is great. It's fat, we don't need that. Alright, take that off there. Like that. Almost don't need a knife. Almost don't need a knife. Right, there you go. I'm going to cut these up. Got some salt here to salt that up. Salt. Put some salt on that, because that's going to make that taste better. There you go. Let's clean this up a bit. Yeah. This looks pretty good to me. Look at that, perfect. Okay, this is hard cherry, this seasoned cherry. I wanted to really test this out on dry wood, because I'm going to look at green wood in a minute, but this is seasoned cherry. So in the safety position here, comfortable, no problems, no problems. And this is how it goes on seasoned wood. There's a big difference, of course, when people do these tests on green wood. Any knife can cut into green wood, but how well does it do on seasoned wood? And this is pretty damn hard cherry, is, that's for sure. Okay, so how well does it do it just chopping like this? There's a bit of weight in the knife because it's the knife is 6mm thick, so I'm barely putting any effort into this, which is great. There's plenty of momentum with the blade, and this is great because this is really hard, this cherry. You saw me carving it a few minutes ago, and if I can fine it up now with this, and the Soldier Spirit is a pretty good knife, I think, for sure. And I haven't touched it either. I haven't touched the blade since we've been doing all these tests, and it's still nail biting sharp there, which is great. So the D2 is hard. Obviously it's been hardened up correctly. That's the real test. Right, this is greenwood now. Let's have a look. This is a bit of plum, I think. And of course it's going to move easier on green wood. No problems. Gonna make a bit of lemon tea here. Hold on a minute. Some lemon tea. And we brought some honey to really slumming it. Yes, look at that. Honey and lemon tea. Have to wash that later on. The D2 is not corrosion proof. Yeah, okay, so I've had the Soldier Spirit RD from RAIDOPS out now for a good 2 weeks out in the field, and you can see the blade, you know, a bit dirty there, no big deal, and a little bit of dulling of the black stonewash. That's nothing. I'm not interested in scratches or anything. What I am interested in is this, and that is this thing. Just get a load of this. This is still, look at that, hold on, nail biting sharp. Can you see that there? Nail biting sharp after 2 solid weeks of giving this the stick literally in the field. The handles are really comfortable. It looks a bit blocky, but it's a great grip, these milled sections, and it has a good feeling of, you know, gives a good feeling of confidence in the hand. This, you see here, I've got a medium 8 to size 9 kind of hand. Still got plenty of little bit of room there off there. Good jimping, simple jimping on the top spine of the blade. What can I say about it? I really like it. I think it works. The shallow grind on here to a high saber, shallow flat grind to a high saber is great. As a heavy duty camp knife, field knife, did a bit of food preparation, you saw there too, with the bit of game on that. Totally recommend it. From RAIDOPS in Korea. This one's manufactured in Taiwan, but as I said earlier on, they're both manufacturing in Taiwan, in Korea, and in Italy for some of their folders, that's for sure. So, yeah, RAIDOPS, Soldier Spirit RD, bush camping tools here. Thanks for watching.